Imagine this incredible scenario. Every morning, as soon as you open your eyes, $1,440 is deposited into your bank account. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But there's a catch. You can't save any of it. If you don't spend it all by midnight, the money disappears. So here's the question. What would you do? Would you spend it on things that bring you instant gratification, or would you invest in what truly matters in the long run? Now let's take this idea one step further. Imagine that instead of dollars, you're given 1,440 minutes every single day. Each morning is a fresh start. Every minute is an opportunity. And how you choose to spend those minutes defines your life. This simple but powerful analogy makes you think, do we really value our time as much as we should? Too often, we take these minutes for granted, forgetting that every single one of them is irreplaceable. Today, I want to talk about how to make every minute count. We'll dive into the key lessons from Kevin Kruse's book, 15 Secrets Successful People Know About Time Management. This bestseller is packed with practical and inspiring advice to help you manage your time effectively, achieve your goals, and avoid burnout. Stick with me until the end, because these lessons can do more than change how you think about time. They can transform the way you work and live for the better. Lesson 1. 1,440 isn't just a number. It's a reminder of how precious our time is. Every single day, we are given exactly 1,440 minutes, no more, no less. In this sense, time is the most equal resource we have. It's available to everyone, regardless of status, income, or age. But unlike money, it cannot be saved or stored. Time flows constantly, and every moment we lose is gone forever. Kevin Kruse, the author of 15 Secrets Successful People Know About Time Management, understood this truth deeply. For him, realizing the value of time was a true revelation. He noticed that his workdays had turned into complete chaos. Colleagues constantly interrupted him with questions, phone calls broke his concentration, and his email inbox grew into an uncontrollable avalanche. These distractions seemed small at the moment, but they destroyed his focus and left him unable to concentrate on what really mattered. At one point, he made a decision. This couldn't go on. If he didn't start protecting his time, no one else would do it for him. That's when he came up with a simple yet powerful tool, the number 1,440. He wrote it in big, bold letters and hung it on his office door. This wasn't just a reminder for himself. It was a message for everyone who entered his office. It said one thing: every minute matters. And that idea changed everything. His productivity skyrocketed, and his colleagues began to respect his schedule. Now, think about how this applies to your life. How many minutes do you lose each day without even realizing it? Social media, meaningless conversations, endless scrolling through news feeds. All of these steal time you'll never get back. We often live as if we have an unlimited number of days ahead of us. But the truth is, every minute, every second is a piece of our life, either contributing value or slipping away into nothingness. And this isn't just about work or achieving goals. It's about how we manage time in every aspect of our lives. At the end of the day, can you look back and say, today, I used my minutes on what truly matters to me? Kevin didn't just recognize the value of time. He treated it as his most important resource. He tracked where his minutes were going and worked to ensure each one was an investment rather than a waste. For example, he cut down on meetings without a clear purpose, set strict time blocks for checking emails, and learned to say no to anything that didn't bring real value. This allowed him to focus on the tasks that truly mattered and produced results. When you think about it, time isn't just numbers ticking on a clock, it's our life. Every wasted moment is a piece of time we'll never get back. But if you start recognizing this, you'll see your time differently. And this isn't something to fear or stress about, it's an opportunity. An opportunity to invest your minutes into something meaningful. Imagine how your life could change if you started valuing every minute. There's no need to rush or hurry. Just pause and reflect. What can I do right now to make today meaningful? Maybe it's something simple, like having a heartfelt conversation with a loved one, taking a walk in the fresh air, or working on a project that truly matters to you. The key is to remember, every passing minute is a choice we make. And if you make that choice consciously, your time, your day, and ultimately your entire life will begin to fill with real meaning. Let me start this second lesson with a question. Have you ever wondered why time sometimes feels like it stretches endlessly, while at other moments, it seems to slip through your fingers in an instant? The truth is, time is a fixed resource. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. But our energy? That's a completely different story. It's energy, not time, that determines how focused, effective, and successful we are in everything we do. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how hard it is to focus after lunch? Your mind slows down, your thoughts get jumbled, and even the simplest tasks start to feel overwhelming. Or maybe you've experienced that evening exhaustion, where you're so drained that finishing even one last thing feels impossible. This isn't just random, it's a natural rhythm. Our bodies operate in cycles where energy peaks and dips every 90 minutes. These cycles, called ultradian rhythms, are designed to help us stay productive if we pay attention to them. But when we ignore these signals, we start running on empty. Modern life has taught us to believe that productivity means grinding non-stop, working like machines, and pushing through no matter what. But this mindset is deeply flawed. Forcing yourself to work past the point of exhaustion doesn't just make you less effective. It sets you on a fast track to burnout. The real secret isn't about cramming as much as possible into your schedule. It's about managing your energy wisely. Tony Schwartz, founder of the Energy Project, has studied this extensively, and his findings are clear. Regular breaks are the key to sustained productivity. Taking short pauses helps you recharge, refocus, and return to your work with renewed energy. Just 5 or 10 minutes of rest after 90 minutes of concentrated effort can make all the difference. It's like plugging your phone into a charger. You might think you can keep going without it, but a quick recharge can make everything work more smoothly. Here's an example. My friend Alex, an avid cyclist, used to struggle in his races. He'd start strong, pushing himself to the limit from the very beginning, but by the halfway point, he was completely spent, and others would pass him. One day, Alex decided to try something new. Instead of going all out the entire time, he adopted an interval approach. Short bursts of intense effort followed by brief recovery periods. He'd ride at full speed for 25 seconds, then ease up for 5. The results were incredible. Alex started winning races he never thought he could. He realized that success isn't about how long you push yourself to the limit. It's about knowing when to conserve your energy and when to give it your all. This principle isn't just for athletes. Think about how it applies to your work. You might start the day full of enthusiasm, diving into a challenging project with energy and focus. But by midday, you're dragging and everything feels harder. If you force yourself to keep going despite the fatigue, your productivity drops and the quality of your work suffers. But what if you took a break instead? Stepping outside for a few minutes, getting some fresh air, or simply pausing for a moment can help you reset. It might feel like you're losing time, but those few minutes can help you come back sharper and more effective. The truth is, energy is your most important resource. We often focus so much on how to manage our time that we forget time is meaningless without the energy to use it well. What good are extra hours in the day if you're too exhausted to do anything meaningful with them? Successful people understand this. They don't ignore their natural rhythms, they work with them. When they feel tired, they take it as a signal. Step back, recharge, and come back stronger. So how can you apply this in your own life? Maybe you're at your best in the morning, full of energy and ready to tackle big tasks. Use that time to work on projects that require your full attention. Then, when your energy dips, perhaps after lunch or later in the day, give yourself permission to slow down. Even something as simple as a quick walk or a moment to enjoy a cup of tea can help you recover your focus and motivation. Understanding your energy patterns can completely transform the way you approach your day. While you can't add more hours to the clock, you can use your energy wisely, making every minute count. It's not just about taking breaks, it's about tuning in to your natural rhythms and recognizing that self-care isn't a weakness. It's a powerful tool that helps you achieve more. So the next time you feel tired, don't force yourself to power through. Take a moment to pause, breathe, and let your energy return. Because in the end, it's not about how much time you have. It's about how you live it, and whether you have the energy to make every moment meaningful. This third lesson begins with a question. Have you ever noticed the unique energy that mornings hold? It's in those early hours, right after waking up, when your mind feels the freshest, your body is full of energy, and the world around you is still slowly coming to life. These moments create the perfect environment for focus and productivity. Morning time offers a rare opportunity to lay the foundation for a successful day. When distractions are minimal, urgent tasks haven't yet started demanding your attention, and you can dedicate yourself fully to what truly matters. I always sensed that mornings had a special power, but I didn't fully appreciate their value until I learned about Kevin Kruse's 90-minute morning rule. The concept is simple yet brilliant. Dedicate the first 90 minutes of your day to one single, high-priority task, something that holds real meaning for you. It could be a project you've been procrastinating on or a goal that feels out of reach. The key is to focus on what truly matters but often gets lost in the hustle of daily life. Morning hours are when your mind is at its sharpest, and nothing stands in the way of your full commitment. I experienced this firsthand. For the longest time, I thought working out in the evening was the most convenient option. But time and time again, things got in the way: post-work fatigue, unexpected obligations, or just a lack of motivation. The workouts kept getting postponed. Everything changed when I shifted my exercise routine to the morning. As soon as I woke up, I'd put on my workout clothes and head out for a run. Those moments became sacred. With each step, I felt my body gaining energy and my thoughts clearing. This morning, ritual not only gave me a sense of accomplishment, but also set a positive tone for the rest of the day. But this isn't just about exercise. Morning hours are perfect for anything that truly matters to you. Maybe you've been dreaming of learning a new skill, but can't seem to find the time. Or perhaps you have a project you'd love to advance, but daytime distractions and evening fatigue keep holding you back. Mornings are your time to focus and make progress on what's most important. Now, every morning for me starts with a clear purpose, something I decide on the night before. I plan ahead, identifying what I want to focus on, and it keeps me from wasting precious time on trivial matters. Instead, I channel my energy right where it's needed. It's an incredible feeling to begin the day knowing you've already achieved something meaningful for yourself. So what can you do tomorrow morning? What goal has been waiting for your attention? What's the first step you can take to move closer to it? Morning hours aren't just the start of a new day. They're your chance to set the right direction for your entire life. Give it a try, and you'll see how it transforms not only your day, but also your relationship with time itself. Let's talk about to-do lists. We're all familiar with the process. Jotting down tasks to make sure nothing slips through the cracks and to feel more in control. At first glance, it seems like a great way to organize your day. But here's what often happens. The list grows to include dozens of tasks, and by the end of the day, you've only crossed off the small, easy ones, while the most important items remain untouched. It creates an illusion of productivity. You've been busy all morning, answering emails or making a few calls, but the big, meaningful tasks still loom large. The core problem with to-do lists is that they give a false sense of accomplishment. Sure, you check things off, but those tasks rarely make a real impact. The quick, easy wins provide a burst of satisfaction, but the more significant, time-consuming tasks get pushed aside again and again. That's why many successful people ditch to-do lists altogether and adopt a different approach. They use a calendar. A calendar isn't just a collection of tasks. It's a tool for managing your time so that every minute works for you. When you assign a specific time to a task, it becomes part of your day, not just another item in an endless list. For example, instead of writing down "call the client" or "finish the project," you block off dedicated times. The call at 2 p.m., project work from 3 o'clock to 4 p.m. This approach transforms your intentions into commitments that you follow through on. I remember the first time I tried this method. My days used to feel like an endless race. My to-do list was always long, but by evening, I'd feel like I had missed something important. When I started scheduling my tasks, everything changed. Each task found its place, and I no longer worried about what to do next. Most importantly, I stopped letting small, unimportant tasks take control of my day. This approach is also a powerful weapon against procrastination. We've all been there, putting off complex or unpleasant tasks, especially the ones that demand a lot of time and effort. On a to-do list, these tasks just sit there, buried under simpler ones, lingering for days, weeks, or even months. But scheduling changes everything. When a task has a specific time slot in your calendar, you can't ignore it. If your calendar says you're starting work on a presentation at 3 p.m., there's no room for excuses or distractions. The time has come. You dive in and get to work. But it's not just about overcoming procrastination. Using a calendar gives you a bird's-eye view of your entire day. It helps you see how much time you're actually spending on work, rest, socializing, and everything else. This perspective teaches you to be realistic about your capabilities. To-do lists tend to overwhelm us because we cram them with too many tasks, hoping we'll somehow get everything done. A calendar, on the other hand, shows you the reality. Your day has limits. If you've already blocked out time for certain tasks, you'll need to find another time for new ones or adjust your priorities. The best part? When your day is mapped out in a calendar, it feels far less chaotic. You can see that there's time for work, for rest, and even for fun. This helps you avoid burnout. For example, if you know that after an important meeting, you've scheduled 30 minutes for coffee and a breather, you'll feel reassured that you can handle more without feeling drained. Working with a calendar isn't just about planning. It's about understanding yourself and your time better. By assigning tasks to specific time slots, you create room for what truly matters. There's a deep sense of control that comes from knowing everything is accounted for. You stop worrying about forgetting something or not finishing everything, because the important tasks are already part of your schedule. If you've never tried this approach, start small. Take a look at your day and decide what you want to accomplish. Assign specific times for each task. A morning call, project work in the afternoon, or a walk before dinner. Stick to your plan, and you'll notice how much easier and less stressful your day becomes. The sense of accomplishment will grow as you realize you're not just reacting to the chaos of the day, you're shaping it. A calendar isn't just a tool for organizing tasks. It's a way to take control of your time and focus it on what truly matters. Instead of letting your day fill up with random activities, you design it with intention. And this brings not just order, but also freedom. Freedom to know you've made time for everything important. That feeling? It's incredible. Our fifth lesson focuses on a short but incredibly powerful word, no. Have you ever thought about what's behind every yes you say? Every time you agree to something, you're automatically saying no to something else. That no might be directed at your personal time, your most important tasks, or even the rest you so desperately need. Yet we often don't realize this, because saying yes feels like the easy choice. It helps us avoid awkwardness, rejection, or unpleasant emotions. But if you stop and think about it, every thoughtless yes takes you one step further from your goals and true priorities. So here's the question. Why does this happen? The answer is simple. Each of us has a limited amount of time and energy, and if we say yes to everything, those resources will eventually run out. That's why successful people understand that you can't please everyone. They focus only on what truly matters to them and have mastered the skill of saying no to everything else. Learning to say no is an one that requires practice and confidence. For many, saying no feels rude or even selfish. We fear our refusal might upset someone, cause disappointment, or create tension. But the truth is, when you agree to something out of fear or guilt, you become a prisoner of other people's expectations. In the process, you lose control of your time and priorities. If you're unsure whether to agree to something, ask yourself two simple questions. Does this inspire me? And is this truly important to me? If the answer to both is no, then your response should probably be the same. Your time is a resource no one can protect but you, and you are responsible for how you use it. I remember the moment I realized just how important it was to learn to say no. I was taking on too much, trying to help everyone around me, thinking it was the right thing to do, to be useful, to be the person everyone could count on. But one day, I noticed that my entire day was filled with other people's priorities. My own dreams and plans had no space, no energy left. That's when it hit me. If I didn't change my approach, my goals would remain forever on the back burner. The first time I said no was the hardest. I spent ages choosing the right words, felt a pang of guilt, and worried about being judged. But to my surprise, most people accepted my refusal with understanding, especially when I was honest and calm. In fact, they began to respect my time more because they saw that I valued it myself. This is what's important to understand. Saying no isn't rude. It's recognizing that your time and effort deserve to be spent on what truly matters. The moment you start saying no to the unnecessary, your life will feel lighter and freer. You'll have more energy to focus on what brings you joy and helps you grow. Your days will become less chaotic, filled instead with meaningful actions. You can learn to say no with respect and kindness. For instance, you might say, "Thank you for asking, but I can't," or "I'm sorry, but I don't have the capacity for this right now." You don't need elaborate excuses or guilt. Remember, by protecting your time, you're making decisions that improve your life. Every yes you give should be deliberate. It should be for something that genuinely matters to you, something that brings value or joy. Everything else can wait or stay outside your day altogether. After all, your time is your life, and only you have the power to decide how to use it. Let's talk about saving time and rethinking how you approach your tasks. Have you ever wondered how much time you spend on routine activities that could easily be handled by someone else or automated entirely? This simple question can transform the way you think about time. We often try to do everything ourselves, believing it's faster, easier, or more reliable that way. But in the end, we become overwhelmed with minor tasks that drain our attention, energy, and focus, leaving little room for the things that truly matter. Successful people understand that delegation isn't a sign of weakness, it's one of the keys to effectiveness. When you delegate tasks to others, you free up time for the work that truly requires your unique skills, insights, and experience. Even the most brilliant leaders, those who have achieved extraordinary success, have relied on their teams to bring their ideas to life. No one can do everything alone. At first, the idea of handing over part of your workload to someone else might feel uncomfortable. You might fear losing control, or worry that it won't be done the way I want, or it's easier to do it myself than explain it. But the truth is, proper delegation has enormous benefits. It allows you to focus on strategic priorities instead of getting stuck in the details of tasks that don't add real value. Beyond delegation, automation holds incredible potential for saving time. Modern technology offers tools that can handle routine tasks, freeing you up to focus on more meaningful work. For example, email filters can automatically sort your messages, sparing you the hassle of manually reviewing irrelevant emails. Scheduling apps can remind you of tasks, organize meetings, and help structure your day. Automation isn't just about convenience. It's a tool to shift your focus from processes to results. I've been through this journey myself. For a long time, I thought that keeping everything under my control was the only way to achieve perfect results. I would personally answer every email, organize every meeting, and oversee every little detail. But one day, I realized I was spending more time on busy work than on solving the truly important issues. That's when I decided it was time for a change. I started small. I handed over some routine tasks to my assistant and set up email filters to clear out unnecessary messages. At first, I couldn't shake the urge to double-check everything and make sure things were on track. But over time, I saw that my team could handle it, and the automation tools actually worked. The time I saved was incredible. I could finally focus on strategic projects and the work that truly inspired me. Delegation and automation aren't just about lightening your workload. They're about making intentional choices about where to direct your energy and attention. When you stop getting bogged down in the small stuff, new opportunities begin to emerge. It's like shifting your perspective from individual puzzle pieces to the whole picture. It's important to remember, when you delegate or automate, you're not losing control. On the contrary, you're taking ownership of your time by deciding what truly deserves your focus and what can be entrusted to others. This clarity and freedom are invaluable and highly motivating. If you haven't tried this approach yet, start small. Think about the tasks you could assign to colleagues, partners, or specialists. What processes in your life could be automated with technology? Maybe it's scheduling meetings, sorting emails, or managing records. The more time you free up from routine tasks, the more energy you'll have to shape your future. Your time is far too valuable to waste on things that could be done differently. Learn to delegate, embrace the power of automation, and direct your efforts toward what truly matters. You'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish when you stop trying to do everything yourself. This lesson is about a powerful strategy: creating a weekly focus by assigning a theme to each day. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the constant flow of decisions you face throughout the day? It seems like there's always a choice to make: what to do next, what to prioritize, and by evening, that mental fatigue leaves you completely drained. This is called decision fatigue, and it's something many of us are all too familiar with. Our brains aren't built for endless task switching, and when we try to juggle everything at once, our productivity plummets, and our sense of accomplishment disappears. To avoid falling into this trap, many successful people use a simple yet effective method. They assign a specific theme to each day of the week. This approach not only reduces stress but also brings structure to your life, helping you focus on what matters most and enjoy the process along the way. Jack Dorsey, co-founder of Twitter, is a great example of how this strategy works. He structures his week so that each day is dedicated to a specific area. For instance, Monday is all about management, Tuesday focuses on product development, and Wednesday is for marketing. This method allows him to dive deeply into one area at a time, avoiding distractions and making meaningful progress. The beauty of this approach lies in the clarity it provides. When you know exactly what your day is about, you don't waste time or energy deciding what to focus on. Instead, you immerse yourself in tasks related to that theme, allowing you to work more deeply and achieve better results. It also eliminates the constant strain of decision-making, freeing up mental resources to do more and do it well. Imagine how this could look in your life. For example, you could dedicate Mondays to planning and organization. Use this time to set your goals for the week, prioritize tasks, and map out your steps. On Tuesdays, you might focus on creative work, generating new ideas, or tackling important projects. Wednesdays could be your day for self-care. Exercising, taking a walk, reading, or doing anything that recharges your energy. Fridays could be reserved for financial matters, reviewing budgets, tracking expenses, and planning for the future. I've personally experienced how this strategy can transform your day-to-day life. My schedule used to feel chaotic, juggling urgent tasks, trying to plan ahead, and squeezing in time for myself. By the evening, I was completely drained. But when I started assigning a theme to each day, everything fell into place. Now each day has a clear purpose. For instance, Thursdays are my learning days, where I focus on reading, taking courses, and developing new skills. This shift not only freed my mind from unnecessary decisions, but also allowed me to focus on what brings the most value. This strategy works not just for your professional life, but also for your personal one. Themed days can be tailored to anything that matters to you. One day might be dedicated to spending time with family and friends, while another could be for hobbies or personal projects. The key is to decide in advance what your day will be about and stay focused on that. It doesn't mean you have to ignore everything else, but the primary focus should remain on your chosen theme. When every day has its purpose, you start feeling more in control of your life. Your days are no longer just part of the week, they become intentional steps toward your goals. And the best part, you no longer feel overwhelmed by constant decision-making. You know exactly what to do and when to do it, which brings a sense of calm and confidence. Give it a try. Think about what themes could work for your days. Maybe you want a creativity day, a self-development day, or even a day dedicated to rest. The important thing is to approach this intentionally and see how your week becomes more meaningful and structured. You'll be amazed at how much easier it is to make progress toward your goals when every day is guided in the right direction. In closing, I want to emphasize that time management isn't just a tool for boosting productivity. It's a way of life. It's about consciously shaping your days to create the life you truly want, one step at a time. The lessons from Kevin Kruse that we explored today may seem simple, but behind their simplicity lies incredible power. They teach us to value every minute, manage our energy, and fill each day with meaning. It's not about doing more, it's about focusing on what truly matters. Now, it's up to you. Think about what you can apply starting tomorrow. Maybe you'll begin with a morning ritual, dedicating the first hours of your day to the tasks that matter most. Or perhaps you'll decide to say no to distractions that pull you away from your true goals and priorities. Maybe you'll try structuring your day with a schedule so every task has its place and time. Choose the idea that resonates with you most and start there. If this lesson helped you see your time in a new light, don't forget to give it a like. Subscribe so you don't miss future lessons, and share this video with someone who might find it helpful. And most importantly, remember, your time is the most valuable resource you have. Once a minute is gone, you can never get it back, so treat your time with care. Focus it on what brings you joy, growth, and success. Make time your ally, and you'll see how your life starts to transform. Use it wisely.